Well, hello, everybody. This is the Comedy Thief, and you're watching Funny Old Guys. Well, there we go. The bugler is working fine, and so are we. We tell jokes, hysterically funny. You laugh your heads off, even if the jokes aren't that good. So anyway, let's start out with jokes right away, and we're going to start with Dr. Packer.
I've got a couple more bad jokes. You're going to like these or not like them because they're bad.
Yeah.
Why can't you trust an atom?
I don't know.
Because they make up everything. Atoms.
Oh, I got it. Oh, there you go.
That's why they're called bad jokes. The guy that invented the umbrella, you probably don't know this, but he was going to call it the Brella, but he hesitated.
Oh, but he hesitated. I got it. Almost Charlie, tell us the joke.
Well, there was a survey really recently that said that 9 out of 10 husbands agreed that their wives are always right. Now, the 10th husband hasn't been seen since the study was conducted.
Oh. Okay, guys, what do you call a chicken who goes from one side of the road to the other, rolls around in the mud, and then goes back to where he was before? You know what you call him?
No, pray tell.
A dirty double crosser. That's what you call it. Yeah. Dr. Fatpacker, your turn.
Oh, my goodness. So, remember that church from Tuesday? The church replaces the ad in the paper, and a knock comes at the door. The priest opens the door, and he almost faints. There's the same young man standing there. Noticing the priest's surprise, the young man says, "Oh, Father, I'm sorry to surprise you, but the other fellow was my twin brother."
Ah.
Oh, he says, "I'm here for the bell ringing job." Once again, the priest takes him up the stairs into the bell tower. Wait, you got to wait for this one.
Okay.
As they climb the stairs, on the last step, he also tumbles, falls, and his head hits against the bell. Falls all the way down, and he's dead. The priest goes down, and he's just too late, and the police are taking the information down. The priest is horrified to realize he didn't ask this guy's name either. And when the priest asked him what his name was, he goes, "I'm sorry, I didn't get his name, but he's a dead ringer for his brother."
Oh. I thought it was deja vu all over again. Very good, very good. Homeless Charlie.
Well, did you hear about the guy recently who died a horrible death when a Coinstar machine fell on top of him?
Oh my!
I heard it cut him in quarters.
Oh,
Get that, Dr. Fatbacker.
I'm afraid I did.
So this 90-year-old guy, his grandchildren and family decided to have a birthday party to celebrate his 90th birthday at their house. And so they're at the house and everything's going well, but the grandchildren had decided to pull a prank on Grandpa, right? And so the doorbell rings, the grandchild goes to the door and comes back and says, Grandpa, there's someone here to see you. And he goes to the door, opens up the door, and here's this beautiful gal with a trench coat, and she opens it up and she's completely naked, and she goes, "Super sex." And the 90-year-old guy says, "At my age, lady, I think I'll take the soup." That's what he said. Dr. Fan.
Oh, wow. So this American was on a tour of Britain. During the time, he and his wife decided to go on sightseeing tour by boat on the river.
Yeah.
And so they went along the river, all the places like the Palace of Westminster and the Tower of London, they were all pointed out. All of a sudden, the American was intrigued by a graceful looking building with a vast lawn leading down to the river's edge. Well, he asked the tour guide about that building over there, and the tour guide replied that it was a hospital. And the American instantly bragged that, well, in Texas, a hospital would be 60 times the size of that little thing. I'll bet that doesn't surprise you. And the tour guide replied, "Well, not at all, sir. It's a mental hospital."
Oh. There we go. Okay, homeless Charlie.
Well, you know, the first thing a man looks at in a woman is her heart. Now, the fact that her boobs block the view, that's not our fault.
That's right.
Did you hear about the high school athlete who got a track scholarship?
No,
Oh, pray tell.
In order to get the scholarship, he had to overcome many hurdles. Oh, how bad is that one?
Track, I got it.
Dr. Fatpacker, go.
Well, this general noticed one of his soldiers behaving oddly. The soldier would pick up any piece of paper he found and say, "That's not it," and put it back down again. Well, this went on for some time until the general arranged to have the soldier psychologically tested. The psychologist concluded that the soldier was deranged and wrote out his discharge from the army. When the soldier picked it up and smiled and said, "That's it."
That is it.
You should have passed that on to Klinger.
Homeless Charlie, go for it.
well, one night a blonde woman wakes up due to the neighbor's barking dog, and she tells her husband, "I'll be back in a minute." Well, a few minutes later, she comes back and tells her husband, "I took the neighbor's dog and I put it in our backyard. Now let's see how they like it."
Exactly. Well, this guy went to a psychologist because he was concerned about his mental being. And so the psychologist says, "I'm going to put some drawings up and I want you to react to whatever you see." So the psychologist drew a line on a piece of paper. He says, "What do you see?" And he said, "A naked woman." He goes, "Oh my goodness." So the psychologist drew a second line on the paper and he said to the guy, "What do you see?" He says, "I see a naked woman on a bed." It goes, "Oh my goodness." So the psychologist drew a third line on the paper. He says, "What do you see now?" He says, "I see a naked woman on a bed with a naked man." And the psychologist says, "You have the dirtiest mind I have ever seen in my life." He says, "I'm dirty, Doc." He says, "You're the one drawing the dirty pictures." Yes, Dr. Fatpacker.
Oh, Val, every time a bird poops on my car, I eat a plate of wings on the front porch to show them what I'm capable of.
Exactly right. And that's not from Amazon, folks.
Yeah.
Dr. or Homeless Charlie, go for it.
Well, I was told that everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
Ooh.
Sometimes the reason is you're stupid and you make bad decisions.
Well, there you go. Oh, there you go. So, do you know why mermaids wear seashells?
No,
Oh, pray tell.
Well, because this one, she gained weight. She used to wear bee shells. Get it? Seashell, bee shell. Never mind. Oh, Dr. Fatpacker.
Oh, I hate it when Walmart doesn't have what I need. And then I have to go home, change out of my pajamas and take a shower so I can go to Target.
There you go. Oh my goodness. Okay, Homeless Charlie, go for it.
well, I'll tell you what, I need to rehome a dog, find a new home for her. It's a small terrier and tends to bark a lot. But if you're interested, let me know and I'll jump over my neighbor's fence and get it for you.
Oh,
That's
see, that's where the blonde put it.
a great solution. Okay. Why do sharks only swim in salt water? You know the answer?
No, pray tell.
Because if they swam in pepper water, they'd be sneezing uncontrollably. That's what they'd be doing. Where are we here? Go ahead.
All right. Well, this summer I found out that grilling naked in your backyard is the best way to get your neighbors to pay for a privacy fence.
That is excellent. Homeless Charlie.
Well, this wife says to her husband,
Hold it. This is our last one. Start over.
okay, this wife says to her husband, "You have to choose between your motorcycle or me." And the husband replies, "Well, Just let me get in a ride today, and when I get back, I'll help you pack.
Oh, how sad. Well, that's it, folks. We hope you laughed your heads off and it was wonderful. Now, before we go, we have a point of conversation that you're really going to enjoy, but it's only between the three of us, so you just can listen in. So here it is. You ready, guys?
Okay.
Okay,
Sock
here
it
it
to
is.
me.
You wake up in the middle of the night with a monster headache. Woo! What caused it? What would you do to treat it, Dr. Fat Packer?
Well, one thing, I'm never going to sleep with this thing on my head again. Oh, I tell you,
Well,
the light hits it and it's just in your head.
yes.
I take it off to treat it. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Almost Charlie, you got this monster headache, 2 o'clock in the morning. What caused it? What would you do?
Well, first of all, I didn't know monsters had headaches, but if I had one, I think I'd say I'd take about 6 Valiums and a quart of vodka.
Oh,
Oh, there you go. Well, what I would do is this. I would think back about that morning when I got out of divorce court with my ex, and I thought maybe that caused it, but then I checked down at my underwear and found that it was all bunched up, and boy, what a headache I had. That's
fun. Oh, okay.
that's where we go. So anyway, we're done. We're out of here. Thank you very much. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. The last thing is we invite a very famous celebrity to be in our very next video. And guys, guess who we're going to invite?
Great tell. I don't know.
A politician, a United States Senator, Kirsten Gillibrand. So Kirsten, is it Gillibrand?
I don't know.
I think it's Kirsten Gillibrand. So Kirsten, we want you to check in at funnyoldguys@gmail.com. And Kirsten, I almost called her Jill. You're going to be in our very next video. But Kirsten, if you don't check in 24 hours, you are going in the trash bin. So this is the Comedy Thief saying goodbye and farewell, passing along to Doctor. He can say goodbye to all of you too.
Well, auf Wiedersehen, everybody. Look at before you go, please go down to the bottom and subscribe. Dave, I'd really appreciate that. Oh, and if you want to tell your friends about Funny Old Guys, you can just tell them, of course, but it'd be easier if you send away to funnyoldguys@gmail.com, and we'll send you some of these handy dandy little business cards, and it has where they can find us on it. So that would be easier, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, there you go. And homeless Charlie. What are you doing, almost Charlie? What was
He
that?
was showing his card.
He's showing his card. Yeah. I thought you were showing your mustache.
Better than I do.
That mustache is the stupidest mustache I have ever seen. So anyway,
I don't know where it came
that's
from.
terrible. That's terrible. You must have run out of a burned cork or something. Anyway, say goodbye and farewell to our grand group of video watchers.
Goodbye and farewell to our grand group of video watchers.
Okay, everybody wave goodbye. We'll see you down the road. Thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure.